Hi, welcome to Soul Conversations with Betty Dang. I'm Betty Dang, founder of Dang Foundation and the Pleasure Frequency Project. We help women heal through emotional and sexual trauma. And this podcast, I started it because I wanted to share more stories. I find that women have stories that are hard to share, and the more we share stories, we can learn from each other and heal and connect with each other and end the loneliness that we feel through communities. So here for our first guest speaker for episode Beauty in the Breakup, we have Julie Tuton, and she has tremendous experience in relationships. She's written a book about helping women find love after breakups. So let's talk to Julie. Hi, Julie.
Hi,
Tell us a
Betty.
little bit where you're from and where you've been.
Well, I grew up in Boston area and moved to San Francisco after college. And I actually met my husband while I was in Boston. We were both working together and he trained me. It was at Lotus Software.
Oh,
I don't know if you
wow.
remember Lotus. It's been bought by IBM since then,
Yes,
but
it's an email platform.
and yeah, and he actually was from out here and he was just traveling through Boston and we met and it was like the moment I met him, I knew I was going to marry him.
Wow.
You know how you have
Yeah,
those
you just
things just
know.
knowing. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was always a really intuitive person and I trusted that. And I used to practice and try to build my telepathy and my awareness. I don't know why. I just liked it and it was fun. And we eventually moved to California because I wanted to live here
Yeah.
and started a family. And we had many good years together. Um, but I just, it's like the longer a relationship goes, the kind of the further apart people grow.
Hmm.
And it's part of the definition of relationship is the distance between 2 points. So the longer the relationship, the bigger the distance. And somewhere along the way, I came across these tools of access consciousness that sort of helped me find our way back together as best we could. It was about 15 years into our marriage. And I already was like, oh gosh, I can just feel like it's not really working, but I was really good at pretending. How many of
Hmm.
you do that whole pretense? We had like the perfect family.
Yeah, we pretend sometimes that things don't happen. We're in denial.
Yeah. And it was like project, project. It's all good. And like all of our friends thought we were like the best couple. And we really were good friends, but there's a lot more to a marriage than just being friends.
Yeah.
So the more I discovered parts of me that I had set aside to be in the relationship, and the more aware and present I got with myself, the more I realized that the relationship wasn't actually working. And um, I probably held on to it for another year after I knew that it was going to be better to break up, just because my kids were young and it didn't feel like the right time. But eventually, when it was the right time, and I was able to just say, hey, I think we're just better friends, and I think it would be better if we separate. He totally agreed. It was like a weight off of both of our shoulders. And we went through the whole separation and divorce really friendly, kindly. And when we were dealing with some of the hard things, like going through the garage and all the stuff and dividing up our belongings, there was like this heaviness and I don't know, it almost made me want to fall asleep while I was going through it. It just brought up all this emotion and energy. We used one of the one of the greatest tools of access consciousness to move through that, which is these points on the head called access bars.
Mm-hmm.
And you do this gentle touch technique and it just clears out all that emotion, all of that mental chatter. And fortunately, because we were both facilitators of this work, we would just go, hey, let's just take a break and do some bars and then get back to it. And it made it so much easier to face and handle all the stuff. People tend to get totally twisted up into this emotional thing and then intensify that. And for me, because I had so much experience using these tools to unwind that, um, even when I was going through it, I would reach for the tools instead of get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's easier to spot that in somebody else.
Yes, it is. But it's good that you have tools to
Yeah,
use.
yeah. And so after our divorce, everybody was like, wow, you guys, like, that was so easy. That was so kind. I can't believe, like, how did you do that? And the founder of Access Consciousness asked me to write a book so that other people would have the opportunity to use the tools. And so I did, and it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
In the breakup, I actually painted this a cover, so that's kind of fun. Um, and the way it's set up is in steps of wherever you're at. Like the first step is like unwinding. When you're in a relationship, no matter how long it was, you tend to lose parts and pieces of you, and you like turn into this one unit of relationship. And so unwinding is really the first step and starting to get space for you to be you and to find out, you know, what do you like and what are
Yes.
your dreams?
I
Yeah,
learned to fall in love with myself again, and that really helped me a lot.
yeah, exactly.
You start to attract things that you want very easily when you're in love with yourself.
Totally. Yeah. And you can't have somebody love you unless you love you because you
Yes,
won't
you
let
need that
that.
first.
Yeah. And then another thing that happens after a separation is you keep getting these past things popping up into your head. And it's either you remember the bad stuff or the good stuff, but the past keeps coming up. And step two is dissolving the past, including the trauma of the past, so that you don't keep carrying it forward into new relationships. So there's tools in that chapter to help with that. And then there's clarity for your future. Step three is like learning your own internal navigation system so that you can make different choices that are more in alignment with what's true for you
Yes.
instead
You
of being
need to
the.
do all that digging in self-work to move forward.
Mhm. Yeah.
What do you tell women when they're resistant to do the work?
It's your choice, it's your life.
Yes.
You
I
know?
have given up on how trying to convince people. It's just if you want it, you'll want it. I just had a client drop me because she wasn't ready. I had two sessions with her and she wasn't ready. She was polite about it. She said it wasn't a fit right now. And that was all. And I wish her the best luck. I'm not going to try to convince her because I give a lot in my sessions and people need to be ready. I'm I work with highly intelligent women and I talk about everything from sex, dating, relationships, goals, futures because these women do a lot in their lives. More
Mhm.
than most people can understand, and they need to be clear on what they can offer and value so they can get over their trauma. The anxiety is because people fear you when you're great.
It's true. It's
Because we
true.
all have energy, and there's people that don't like it when women propel in this world and lead, be a leader and get what they want. They want to stifle you and put you down. And this comes from men and women.
Yeah. And one of the best ways to deal with that is to stay in your lane and
Yes,
you choose you and not react to it.
yes,
Um, we have tools in the book as well to help people stay out of reaction and get into action and
yes.
choice.
Staying calm is the hardest thing, but if you're calm, you can make more, you can solve the problem instead of reacting to it, and then you end up victimizing yourself and you feel your fear.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have this unwinding audio that I recorded um, that just it's a great way to start to let go of all the different things in the relationship and your fears, your projections, your judgments about what you did right, what you did wrong, all of that stuff. And it's one of these things where it has some energy in it that even if you turn it on at night while you're sleeping and you have it on like very, very low volume so that you can barely hear it, it still runs and starts to clear all the energy in your body and in your mind, in your field, so that you can return to the space that you are. And um, as being one of your guests, I'm offering 30% savings coupon on that if anybody wants to
Oh, that's
download.
terrific.
Yeah.
Audios are really good because it helps guide you. A lot of times people want to meditate and they want to have guidance, but they don't know where to start. And
Mhm.
audio is a great way to connect with yourself.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's the unwinding audio and you save 30%. And I guess we can put the coupon
Yeah,
code
I'll put the
somewhere.
coupon code on the YouTube description.
Cool. Awesome.
That way people can connect to you as well. All your contact information will be on there so they can connect to you on Facebook.
Yeah. And, some people that I work with that feel like their relationship might be over, we go through the different steps and then things shift so much that it actually works out better to stay together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that you have to break up, even if you're working beauty in the breakup steps. It's about not breaking up with yourself any longer. And I really think that people need to trust their inner selves and not put so much emphasis on having somebody else tell them what to do. In my
Yeah.
sessions, I always ask people questions and empower them to know that they know.
Hmm. It's really important. A lot of people go to therapy, but there's no empowerment in therapy. They talk about a lot of stuff, but they don't have progress. I had a hard time over here because my therapist wasn't giving me progress. We would have these sessions for a year and she wasn't getting anywhere. I would tell her about my trauma and things that were happening, but she didn't know how to react to it. They didn't have
Mm.
the experience to handle it.
Yeah, that can be. And for some people, therapy is not their best solution. I know people that I've worked with say that even a 1 hour session is like a year of therapy.
Yes,
Boom.
because we
It's
ask
so fast.
questions that dig to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
I'm
And we
very,
don't just talk about it,
yeah,
we move through it. Yeah.
yes. I always am very honest with my clients that you're gonna face a lot of pain and you're gonna cry, and you gotta be ready for that.
Well, you can cry or you can laugh. Both of
Yeah, you
them
can laugh, people
release.
laugh, but in my sessions, people cry. They
Oh,
let go of their tears.
that's cool.
They and it makes them uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah. Well, whatever the process is to move through and get to the other side is really the target.
Yes, crying is a release of emotions and toxins in your body. All your negativity thoughts will be released. So when you're crying, you just gotta let it out. And sometimes you just have a good cry and you feel so good afterwards because all that negative energy is released. Do you use any energy healing in your work?
I do. Yeah, there besides the access bars points,
Yes,
there's
access bars are really good. I've done that before.
oh, you have?
Yes, in Colorado, I did access bars, and she brought up all those conscious thoughts that I had forgotten about. It was very detailed. She
Yeah,
even knew that I
so
had an STD.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
There's there's all kinds of possibilities. There's hands-on body processes, and then there's also energetic stuff that I can do at a distance.
Hmm.
So I do Zoom sessions as well as in-person sessions.
Yes, that's great.
And then I also like to incorporate, like usually when people work with me, I like to incorporate at a certain point when they're ready for them to come and take a workshop and learn how to do some of the process themselves so that
Yeah.
they don't need me. So
Hmm.
that's how empowering it is.
Do you do workshops locally in San Francisco?
I do, but I also travel
Okay.
worldwide.
Oh, wow. Where have you been that you would like to share?
Oh my gosh, I've been so many places. Europe, Australia, um, Costa Rica. Just today, I finished a telecall that was mostly Turkish. I had a translator, and if I do a few more of those and the audience grows, I'll go to Turkey.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing that you're connecting with people all over the world. Women really need that help.
You know, for years I didn't. I just did local. And then I think it was maybe 2019 or so. I was like, why am I limiting this? I should like go global. And I started my YouTube channel then, and I don't know, right before COVID, I probably had 50 followers, and now it's close to 2,000.
Wow,
And
that's
it's just
amazing.
growing organically. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just put stuff up there, and yeah, a lot of clients find me that way.
Wow. Yes, I think video on YouTube is very good. Sharing stories. Everyone I know watches things on YouTube. My
Hmm.
dad watches the news, his stocks and his investments. It's all on YouTube. He follows these people that sit there and talk about Tesla all day. Every time I walk into his room, he's watching something about Tesla.
Wow.
And he watches shows and news. I really like it because there's some people that are really giving good news. There's so much fake news out there right now.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, and that's why that internal compass is so important. Everybody should have their own truth detector
Yes,
and know what they know. And we actually do, but just nobody's told us what it is.
yes. We
Yeah.
just need to do a little work and connect to it and feel about it. I teach about intuition, and it's about connecting to that first thought, the first 2 seconds of thought that comes to you, just go with it. And that's your intuition. And if you trust it, things come easier to you because you're not sitting there shifting back and forth between choices.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Building that muscle of choosing based on that awareness instead of doubting and trying to figure it out logically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever faced a difficult situation where someone didn't believe in you and they were nasty to you?
Probably, yes. Actually, um, one of my video shorts that I put on YouTube, I don't know, maybe last month, somebody wrote something really nasty.
Oh,
And
wow.
and I don't usually get much of that because I don't know, I'm just sharing the light. And I'm not, I'm not telling anybody to do anything. It's like, hey, try this out. And did you know that you can do this? So the person wrote something nasty, and this one of my old friends from high school who I had just recently reconnected with wrote in response to the lady, like supporting me and having my back and saying, I don't think you understand what she's saying, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was really cool. Like I hadn't even seen the comment, but somebody else was supporting me and defending me.
Yeah,
So
people get defensive on you. When I think about 10 years ago, I had lost weight and I was doing this transformation. I went from a size 10 to a size 2. And it was a big difference. I had done this celebrity transformation and it promised you would be a celebrity, and I did. Because people just, you glow differently on superfoods. You're eating raw foods, your body's getting nutrition, and you start attracting people because people asked if I was a movie star. I was living
because
in
you were
New York
size two.
City. Yeah, because I was living in New York City. I had sunglasses. I was wearing nice clothes. And the taxi drivers would talk to me and ask if I was a movie star. They were so awed by me. Like they'd never seen someone like me before. And I had come back from Colorado to the East Coast. So I was very different than everyone else because I had a friendly attitude. Everyone was so cold.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Are you still a movie star?
I am. I'm on YouTube right now. I have my own YouTube channel. I've been on podcasts. I've done my own campaigning in Colorado and around the world. So I'm pretty famous. I'm
Awesome.
just not on TV yet because I'm not ready to go on TV. But I'm I ran for office twice already, 3 times every 4 years. So I've campaigned and I've gotten to know a lot of people who support me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's when you
I
tell
don't
the
think I would
truth,
want to do that.
it's not for everyone, but it's my
Well,
dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what else should we talk about?
We have some time. I know this is our first episode, but I want to dig right into it because this is something that no one really talks about. And because you work with relationships and breakup, sex is a big thing when you break up. Women feel shame. They feel like they've been taken advantage of. They might have had abuse in the relationship. How do you help them handle that type of emotions?
Well, I haven't worked with somebody with that particular
Okay.
thing. And for me, like after my divorce, I more than made up for the sex that we were not having in the
Hmm.
marriage. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, it was great. I had an amazing time, but I haven't worked with anybody with that particular issue. I have done coaching for people who are looking to date again after a
Okay.
breakup, but there hasn't been, the trauma so much.
Okay.
It is instilling those tools with like the internal compass and trusting their awareness. And I actually wrote another book that's about online dating, tips and tools for online
Yes,
dating.
online dating is difficult.
Well, my book is called Fun with Online Dating
Okay.
because there's tools in there so that it can
I just lost you for a second. Can you hear me?
I can?
Okay,
Yeah.
I can hear you now. It lost you for a second. I think it was the
Oh,
bad internet.
it could be the internet.
Yeah, it's okay. So, what are your goals for 2026?
Well, I would like my business to expand more worldwide into other languages. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and just continue spreading this awareness and possibility that you can be happy, you can turn yourself back up on bright and sparkle
Hmm.
in the world instead of, being all contracted and feeling like your life is over. I mean, that's just a horrible way to go through life. And so many people do, whether they're still in the relationship or they're out of a relationship. You don't have to carry all of that stuff forward. And there's there's a lot of different ways out there to release negative stuff from the past. And I would say keep searching until you find something that works for you.
Okay.
It could be hugging a tree, it could be exercising, it could be meditation, it could be all kinds of things. I personally find that the tools that I share in my book from Access Consciousness are amazing in shifting that stuff.
Yes, there's so many tools that you can use. And you just have to learn to use them. That's all. And it'll be something you can use every time you feel negativity or someone is negative towards you. You're gonna get that a lot as you grow because not people aren't as willing to grow as you think. They like to be stuck in their own, they complain a lot, but they're stuck in their own ways. They're addicted to the victimizing of themselves, they're addicted to their vices, and they don't want to change. And misery just loves company, so they don't want to support you. I was very supportive with all my friends when I was in college. I had close relationships, did a lot for them and helped place them in careers. But they weren't very supportive of me when I had success, when I had relationships. They would talk bad about the person that I was liked.
Mm,
So I stopped telling them my stories. I kept I had to keep secret. I stopped sharing with them my life, and we grew apart. But you need to surround yourself with people that support you and say positive things about your life.
yeah,
It's the only way to grow. And sometimes you need to go and find strangers to support you.
yeah. And not make other people's opinions greater than what you know and what you would like to choose.
Yeah. People's opinions can be really rough.
And let them have them. That's
Yeah. People's opinions are their opinions. I
Mhm.
get I get haters every day. There's people watching my Facebook and I can feel their energetic vibe and it's really uncomfortable, but I have to go through it and just forget about them because I'm not serving them. I post stuff on Facebook for my groups and my friends and my women and my clients. I post the truth about myself and it makes people uncomfortable, but I'm tired of hiding.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're going to get equal amounts of positive and negative points of view, and you just keep doing you.
Yeah. You can't make everyone happy.
Nope.
Um, so what would you like women to know about um your offers and your coaching so they can get in touch with you?
Well, I would like them to know that they don't have to give up hope and that if they've dimmed their light for someone else, that it is still burning somewhere within. And it's one of my great joys is to help rekindle that and nurture it and show them how they can
Yes,
shine brighter.
yes. It's not easy. You have to fix your habits. You have to maintain balance and use the tools every day. But it's great work that you're doing, Julie.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I know if I can do it, you can do it. So,
Yes, we all can
and
do it. It just takes a
yeah,
little guidance and help. We can't,
yeah,
sometimes it's hard to do by yourself. That's why we're here sharing stories and sharing resources. Julie's
yeah.
a great person to work with. She's been around the world, and for someone who has been around the world as well, she's a great person to connect to.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, how does it get better than this? And what if it's not that hard? I've I've noticed that with the people I've worked with, I mean, there a lot of people will get change in a couple of months, 3 months, boom, and they're off and running. You
Yeah.
can't go to the gym once and expect to be able to lift something super heavy. Like you have to
Yeah.
build that muscle. And even building it over 3 months can create a huge shift. And it's easy with the tools that I share.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on to the show and sharing your stories. All of Julie's information is going to be in the YouTube description if you want to connect to her, and you can also join our Facebook group, the Pleasure Frequency Project, and connect with other women and Julie in the Facebook group as well. Do you have anything else you would like to say before we go?
I would like to invite people to use this phrase. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory.
Yay, that's amazing. That's a really great phrase to use. Your words are your magic. So if you use the right words, you'll attract the things you want more. It's just positivity. That's great, Julie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel for more episodes. Thank you.
Take care.